Hey, it's Johnny talking to Evan Goldberg, writer of Pineapple Express. Stoner flicks are either look really good or really bad. So was there any trepidation there, uh, you know, to pull off a good flick?
Well, when Judd Apatow told me and Seth Rogen the idea, we responded, "That's stupid. We don't want to make a dumb pothead action movie." And then one day we just had the discussion, but what if it was good? And if I don't know what the good version of that is, but if we can get there, that'd be pretty sweet. So we were concerned, though, at the start, very concerned. But once we had one draft out, we kind of saw it as a movie that you could have pot in or not. Like, you could have replaced the pot with anything. So,
Like Twinkies or something like that?
truly, yes. You know, the character loves Twinkies. Oh, they found a Twinkie. He must have been him. Yeah.
Um, there's a lot of action sequences in this too.
There's not?
No, there are. There are.
Yeah.
How does that play out in the end?
It's like all Seth and I have ever wanted to do, the two of us, is just blow shit up. Like, as much as I find comedy fun, nothing beats blowing shit up.
Can you talk a little about your writing process, you and Seth? Like, when you get an idea.
Yeah, we have the least exciting answer to that question, which is we get up at like 8, we get together at 9, drink a cup of coffee, and then we just sit down for 8 hours, and we don't stop. And like, we don't really believe in like writer's block per se, in the sense that it happens, but if something happens, we just stop, go to get a cup of coffee, come back. Our big secret is we don't have a coffee machine, so we have to go get coffee, and that gives us a little mental break every hour or two.
I just kind of step away from it.
And we drink shitloads of coffee. It's coffee. Coffee's the secret to everything.
We're talking to David Gordon Green, director of the Pineapple Express. What do you think it was about your take on the story that ultimately got you the gig?
My take on the story, it really was just the approach that I had. Kind of talked to Judd and Seth when they were kind of serious about putting this project together. I really kind of wanted to bring an approach that felt like real people in crazy circumstances, going with a lot of the naturalism and improvisation that I knew they were so good at, and that would elevate the comedy just from kind of the from the crude to the classic.
And stoner flicks are either really good or really bad. So was there any trepidation there, approaching this story and bringing your vision to the film?
I agree with you that there's a lot of kind of rough spots along the way in the genre if you watch it over the last 30 years or so. But there was really no trepidation because you're working with people you trust, and you're working with people that you enjoy and they make you laugh, and it's going to be a good time, and typically that translates to the screen and an audience experience.
Yeah, and it's not just like a stoner comedy. I mean, there's action, a lot of action in it too.
Yeah, I mean, the hope is, there's certainly there's weed to get that crowd in the theater, but I think you got to be more. You've got to bring action and love stories and relationship stories, and there's a lot of layers to this movie that I think once it gets beyond the initial fan base, I think it's actually going to be able to break out so everybody's got something to enjoy within it.
And in terms of budget, how does this movie rank as opposed to your past films?
Well, it cost a lot more. I got paid a lot more. That was cool. But it was an opportunity to work with, car chases and blowing up things and big shootouts and things that inevitably cost a little bit more money than the more intimate dramas that I've had to work with. But it was kind of a creative playground. The studio and the producers were really supportive of us doing some wild things. So often Seth and I would just be looking at each other like, are people actually allowing us to go forward with this? And that's a lot of the fun of it for me, just as kind of the enthusiastic movie geek that I am.